Hi guys, what's up? I'm back. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Catalina, owner of Krafts Made by Kat, a small business that sells cute handmade goods. If you're back for another video, hi, thank you for coming back. This week is kind of a busy week. I have a market coming up and I am doing a whole bunch of market prep. I haven't done a market at all, so this is my first market for 2024. I did kind of like get into some new things this year, added some new types of products to my website, so I'm kind of just redoing a lot of things that are needed for a market. So this video is like a market prep video. I am hoping to show some of the market on that day, but that will not be in this video. This video will strictly be market prep, and another video will have the market. Okay, so it is currently Tuesday. I didn't film yesterday. A lot of this stuff I did last week, so I'm kind of just going to catch you guys up to speed on what I have been doing so far, and then I will take you guys along while I do the rest of it. For starters, before I want to get into the main thing, I did come out with some new earrings. I came out with it's like a spring collection. Like Easter bunny earrings, and some flowers with the design on it, and a few other designs as well that are currently on my shop. I also added some crochet plushies. A few of these I had already made and I just hadn't launched them yet. So I decided with this market that I was going to go through my saved patterns on Ribbler and Instagram and finally just make a few of them. So I will show you guys what I currently have on my website and what I plan on bringing to the market, and I will show you guys that. Alright, so these are all the plushies that I have so far. I have this chubby toad, which has been on my website for a little while now. I made this with Posh yarn from Joann's, and I was just trying to use up the rest of it that I had got it for a different project. Don't know if they are restocking their yarn, but until then, I do have a few of these toads with a big booty made in this bright green yarn. Another one that I had made a while ago was this Mabel chicken. I had talked about it in a previous video, how I had seen them all over the place, but I didn't want to use the Banat blanket yarn because it's not that I'm not a fan of it. I just prefer like Chanel yarn and Sweet Snuggles like that from Michaels, and they finally came out with the tweed one, so that's when I made this chicken. Right now, I only have it in this color, but I am hoping to come up with some other colors that I can also turn the chickens into. And of course, I also have the matching mini version of the chicken, so you can get just the big one, or you can get the set and you can get them both. Everything else I have made recently, starting with this mini bee, which I had made for a shop around my area to sell in their store. Currently not selling in any stores, but I am working on it. So I had made this bee, but I knew either way I did want it to be on my website. So we got this bee. I finally made one in the right yarn. I don't know if I've had it in any videos, but a while back I had some plushies and they were all made in this Chanel yarn made by Premier that I got from the dollar store, but they kept running out of stock and they stopped having them. So I ended up switching over to Michael's yarn, which I prefer anyway. So I finally remade the bee in this darker yellow and black color, and then I used the Chanel yarn pink for the blush, and when I run out, I'll just get Michael's yarn as well. So this little guy is available on my website. There are tons of different color options, which I will show you guys later, for a lot of my plushies. They're very customizable color-wise. So like I said, this guy is on my shop as well. last week I made these plushies. I had already made this one before with the Chanel yarn as well, and I remade it with the Michaels yarn. It is this Stingray plushie. As you can see, he's so adorable. And just like the bee, the top color is customizable. There's a lot of different color options you can choose from. And then, of course, the bottom is white. So this little Stingray plushie. Then another plushie I had that is on a smaller end is this mini whale plushie. I will have the link to all of the patterns that I use in the description, as long as a link to all of these plushies on my website if you would like to order one. This little whale plushie, which again, the purple part is customizable. There's tons of different color options on my website, and the bottom is also white. And then the same person that made this pattern also made a mini shark. So they're so cute. The only difference is the shark has the little fin, which is how you can tell the difference between the two. But other than that, they are the same pattern, except for the fin. And once again, this yellow is fully customizable, and the bottom is white as well. Another pattern that I have been wanting to do for a long time is a leggy froggy. I did try it once before, and I could not get the pattern to work because it's a chain instead of a magic ring. I decided to try it again, and I was able to figure out what I was doing wrong last time, and I finally got the leggy froggy pattern done. As you can see, I got his arms crossed, but of course you can untie them and they can just hang like that. And again, with the Chanel yarn for the blush and the little mouth. And then right now, I think I have him also fully customizable. I know frogs are green, but I've seen a lot of leggy froggies made in blues and purples and pinks and stuff like that as well. So he is also fully customizable. The pattern that I used for this one, I did not like how the arm was. So this was actually my first attempt, and as you can see, the arm is off by 1 stitch, which makes this arm back and also off by 1 stitch. So I had to redo it, so this guy is just sitting here messed up. He's still obviously perfectly good. I just don't like that his arm is off, so I had to edit the pattern myself. But he is still perfect, and I just haven't put the blush on him yet either. But I am not going to be selling this one. I'm just going to be keeping this one. Probably end up giving it to my dad. But that is that for like the main plushies I have made. Like I said earlier, I started doing these with the Chanel yarn from Walmart when I first started getting serious into crochet, or Dollar Tree, sorry. When I first started getting serious into crochet, I found their yarn at Dollar Tree, and I picked up all the colors, and I picked up like 4 of each roll every time I went to a Dollar Tree and found it. And then they stopped having them. Now when I go, I can only find like a few colors every now and again. So I have all this extra Chanel yarn, and it is taking space in my cubicles where I store my yarn right now. So I decided that for this market, I wanted to be able to clear out some of the Chanel yarn. Tons of different colors. Obviously, like I said, I used the pink for the blush, so that's no biggie to keep because I use it for all the blush. And then when I just run out, like I said, I'll switch over to Chanel yarn. But I have pinks, I have salmon, I have blue, I have mint. So I'm just trying to make pretty much the pattern or the crochet plushies that I showed you guys, but in Chanel versions, and it'll kind of be a what I have is all I have, and that'll be it for the size. This cow I just made. I pretty much try to keep all of my cake rolls of yarn the same size, and this didn't even use up an entire roll, which I think is about 2 Premier yarn, 60 yards. So I made this guy in mint, and he's so adorable. The only difference is with the little spot here in the pattern. There's a small spot, and then there's a bigger spot. And I didn't like how it looked on the first cow, so instead I went with 2 smaller spots. But as you can see, he's white with mint feet. arms, nose, ears, horn, and patches. So he is a mint cow, which I think is so adorable. So that didn't use up as much mint yarn as I thought, but that's because it's majority white and not mint, which is why I still have so much of the cake roll left. The next one that I tried was the stingray pattern. So just for reference, this is the regular one that I will be selling. And this is the tiny one that I made in Chanel yarn to match. As you can see, they are definitely a good size difference. According to Premier, this is a size 6 yarn. And according to Sweet Snuggles Light, this is also a size 6 yarn. But since this is a Chanel yarn, it is way thinner. You can still get this yarn on Premier's website, but you can only buy it in cones. And honestly, I prefer this yarn anyway. So like I said, I'm just trying to get rid of what I have now. So I know I'm going to be making a few stingrays, probably another one in green and some other colors as well. And the last thing that I have made in Chanel yarn so far is a leggy froggy. So here is the original guy, and here is the Chanel version. He is so cute, and as you can see again, with the size difference, pretty hefty size difference there. So that is all I have for crochet plushies right now. Alright, so it is currently 2 o'clock. I am going to go and make lunch, and then I will come back and start making more products with the Chanel yarn that I am hoping to get rid of. So I will let you guys know when I come back, and then there will be a time lapse of me crocheting a little bit. So as you can see, there are tons of different adoption plushie certificates, like people sell them on Etsy, but I am going to make my own. But it's pretty much just going to have a certificate of adoption, the person who's buying it name, what's the name of the pet that they got, and I don't think I'm going to have too much on it, and then of course I'll have a signature and the date on it as well. I do know that I want unique ones, so instead of like one like this, I know that I do want one that has the animal on it instead of just a plain one that I use for all of them. So I will have the same certificate, but I will have a different picture. So it'll have like a picture of a bee for my bee plushie and a stingray for the stingray plushie, and so on and so on. Okay, so it is Wednesday now. I have been crocheting some more. I crocheted some more last night and didn't record it, and also a little bit this morning before I recorded this part of the video, but I am still working on using up the rest of this Parfait Premier yarn. It's definitely a work in progress. I did find a small amount of purple yarn as well in like my scrap clay stash. I didn't have that much, so I was only able to make 3 products. I do currently have a stack of plushies that all they need to be is stuffed, sewn back shut, and add the blush to them. I have decided that I'm just going to crochet as much as I can, and then I'll do that at the end. But with the purple, I was able to make a stingray plushie, a mini whale, and a mini shark, and then I ran out. I am still working on this green. I still have a good amount, so I can still make quite a few more plushies with this. But I have currently made a panda and a bee and a pickle. I plan to have my regular pickle in this color yarn on my website soon. I did have one made, but my dog got to it and ripped it up. So I have to make another one. But that is not my priority right now because of the event. So if I have time, I will get to it. If not, I will just make it after my market and it will be on my website then. But I do have this small pickle in the mint color as well. On top of that, I am making certificate of adoption cards for all of my plushies. I want them to be unique, so I've been drawing like a bee and a whale and a shark and a stingray to match the plushies. So I don't want to have the same certificate for all plushies. So on like some part of the certificate, I am going to have a picture of that animal, and then it'll say name of owner, so whoever bought it or whoever it's for, it'll be on there. And then it'll say has adopted, and then whatever the animal is, I'll give each type of animal a name, and then I'll have a signature and a date and all of that. But I do want unique certificates for each plushie, so I am working on designing those. I know today, during the day, I am just going to crochet as much as I can and try to use up as much of this yarn as possible. And we will see how long that takes me. And I might continue working on the certificates tonight. If that's the case, I will try to remember to screen record on my iPad when I'm drawing it. But in case I don't, I will just show you guys what progress I'm in tomorrow. So I will crochet as much as I can and put a time lapse in here, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Alright, so today is Thursday now. It's midday Thursday. I have been crocheting just a little bit today, and then I've been doing mainly stuffing and my portfolio, which I showed you guys before in this video, I think. Anyways, so I kind of got tired of crocheting after making so many different plushies. I was just getting tired of doing the same thing over and over in just in different colors. So I decided to switch over, and I decided to stuff all of my plushies. I still need to sew on mouths for the stingrays and blush for all the other animals, but this is what I have so far. So I currently have 4 stingray plushies in 4 different colors here. I just have to add like the eyebrows and the mouth for the stingrays. I have 1 pickle here, which I just need to add the blush under the eyes. I have 1 leggy froggy, again, blush under the eyes and a black mouth. And then I have 4 mini whales. 2 blue, a purple, and a green. And 4 mini sharks. 2 blue, a purple, and a green. That also need blush. The whales and the sharks need blush. I am currently down to this much salmon, this light pink, this much white, this much black, yellow, and both rolls of green and purple yarn. So I am definitely making an indent. I used up all the blue, all the purple, and all the mint. Still have a ways to go, but I'm just gonna keep going and see how many of these I can make. I'm kind of just sticking to these tiny plushies, so I am going to stick with sharks, whales, stingrays, and leggy froggies. I did have pandas and bees set. Like, here's one of the pandas I've only sewn on 1 ear, and I've also got the bees. I think I am going to keep the bees because I've seen colored bees before, but I do not like how the pandas look colored, so I'm going to scrap those. But I might make a few more bees, but I'm just going to stuff those and then keep crocheting, and that'll pretty much be the rest of what I do today. Tomorrow I have some earrings I need to make. So I will probably go ahead and do that just to take a break from crocheting. Anyway, so I will show a time lapse of me crocheting for the rest of the day, and then I will see you guys tomorrow.